We get inundated with videos about different prepping supplies. I have a whole bunch on my channel as well. But the real truth about these expensive supplies is that they may never get used in a real emergency or disaster situation. I've got a predator generator, which I've never had to use for a situation like this. I have to pull it out and check it and make sure I maintain it, but I've never had to use it in a real disaster situation. That doesn't mean that these aren't important. It just means that it might sit on the shelf for a while. Today, I want to go over some supplies that are really important to have, but aren't going to break the bank like some of these other supplies. These things I'm going to talk about today are around $50 or less. And because of that, it's less important if they need to be replaced because they've just been sitting on a shelf forever. And then towards the end, I'm also going to go over some ways that we can find some of these hidden gems without paying those top shelf prices. But with that, let's go ahead and get into this list that I put together here. And the first one is water, and specifically water filters and water containers. The water filters, you've got some really expensive ones that will get out chemicals and things like that. But there are also a few different brands of these $20 or so water filters. The Sawyer Minis, the Life Straws, the Hydro Blues, all of these smaller filters that will filter out contaminants, natural contaminants, chemicals and things like that. You'll need to boil water and you'll need something bigger, but these small filters are great and they may sit on your shelf for a very long time. You may never even use them, hopefully, but they are really important to have if you do need them. And then water storage containers, there are a number of different types of these. You could use iced tea jugs and gallon jugs, just refill them after you use them. Or the way I suggest is to go with the pre-made jugs that will fit 5-6 gallons of water or so. Walmart sells some of these. They are not very good as far as long-term storage. They're decent. They're about $20. But if you want something that's really going to stand the test of time, I sell some water storage containers over at My Survival Foods that are much thicker than these Walmart ones, and they're about $40 a piece. So they are more expensive, but they are something that I've had mine sitting in my closet for 1.5 to 2 years now and never had an issue. But you don't need to go that route. There are lower cost options as well. And I'm sure on Amazon, there's the Deep Rock jugs and a lot of different options to choose from when it comes to water storage. So these water storage supplies, this is why I started off with this, because this is the most important part of preparedness. And over the course of time, $20-30 here and there, you can build up a pretty good water storage solution for your preparedness plans. The next one, which is important, is your first aid stuff. And even, you've got the bandages, the Band-Aids, the tapes and the gauze and all those things that are well under, $50 or so. But you've also got the trauma supplies that you could over time stock up on. You've got the Celox, which is under $50. You've got the other hemostatic agents. You've got the cat tourniquets, which is the one I always recommend, that are under that $50 mark. There are a number of different other kinds of tourniquets too, but I really like the cats. You've got some Stop the Bleed kits, which have all of these trauma supplies in them. The one that I like is over $50, but there are a couple other ones as well that I'm going to try out in the future. I haven't tried out yet, but you can put together a nice little trauma kit for yourself with one of these kits. You've also got the over-the-counter medications, which there are a number of different places and a number of different things you can buy. You've got the pain relievers, you've got these cold medications, and even the antidiarrheals and all of those things that, you're not going to use a whole lot, but you're going to be glad you have them, especially the antidiarrheals and those things. You're going to be glad you have them when you need them. And these are so low cost, $10, $15 or so, that if you do need to throw them away after they've quote unquote expired, you're not going to hesitate, basically. Now, with some of these other medical supplies, the gauze bandages and even some of the trauma supplies, you don't have to worry about when those expire. The Israeli battle dressings, those are under $50. Those last, I just did a video where I opened one up that was 10 years expired, quote unquote, and it works and it was absolutely just fine. So just because some of these are expired doesn't mean that they are absolutely trash. And a lot of these you can get under $50. And then you've got some cooking supplies, the alcohol stoves, the hiking stoves, and even sterno stoves, and the fuel to go along with these. Even a butane stove, there are a couple of these you could find that are, $30, $40. But these types of smaller stoves are great because they're not going to do, you're not going to cook a 5-course meal with these, but they will do pretty well. Alcohol stoves get pretty hot. You could boil water with these. The sterno doesn't get hot enough to boil water, but you could still heat up cans of soup or, get some water hot enough if you have that long-term food storage food that you need to rehydrate. It'll get the water hot enough to do that. But these stoves are small and compact, they are really low cost, and it's not something that expires, so you can keep this in a cabinet, keep it in your camping gear, and it will last probably, your grandkids may be using that same stove, who knows. But it's always important to have different cooking options when it comes to an emergency situation, whether you're talking about a smaller natural disaster or something larger that lasts, in the long term. And with these disaster situations or emergencies, you also have to think about communications, and crank radios. The Baofeng radios are both under $50 or so. The Baofeng radios are some of the cheapest ham radios on the market, and they are really, they do the job perfectly for preparedness. You've also got walkie-talkies and FRS. All of these comms are going to be important in a situation where the grid may be down or something happening. You need to communicate with family members without the ability to have cell phones and things like that. While these, the Baofengs and the walkie-talkies aren't going to, get over 20, 30 miles or anything like that. If you're talking about around a neighborhood or around the property, they are going to work good. These NOAA radios are really important to get that information that you may not have if the internet is down, to get that, what exactly is going on, what you should do. It may not be the most detailed information, but an NOAA radio is really important to have. And all of these that I'm talking about here are well under $50. You've also got these smaller power banks, which are under $50 as well. And these are sort of becoming a joke recently in preparedness because the power stations, the larger power stations, have come down in price so much, it almost makes these irrelevant, but they really aren't. I've got a few of them, and yes, I use my power stations more than I ever have, but these still are pretty convenient. I've got one that's got wireless charging that I'll use. I can grab it really quick and, set it on a table or out in the garage, and I can charge my phone that way. You'll use these more often than you actually think you will. So, and they are pretty cheap, and they do have a decent capacity. So these little power banks are really good to have, even if it's just a couple of them, just to have lying around the house, because you never know when you need just that little bit of extra juice, and these are going to have that. Now, this next one, I'm probably going to get a little bit of blowback on, but this is knives. We need the fixed blade knives. We need the folding knives, the pocket knives. But it doesn't necessarily need to be that super high-end $100 knife. If you know how to use them and you plan on using them, then yes, that's great. But a Mora knife is around $15, $20. You can use those. You've got box cutters and even the gas station knives, the little folding knives that are $20, $30. Walmart has some as well. I don't suggest the paracord knife that Walmart sells. That's basically just a piece of metal with some paracord on it. But some of their knives are halfway decent. And if we don't use them a whole lot, there's no reason to spend $150, $200 on a knife. It's going to get the job done. Most of these knives are not going to fail on you the first time that you use them. Now, if you do use them over and over again, that's where you would want to think about quality. But in a situation where maybe it's your extra knife, or you just don't have the money for one of those really expensive knives, some of these will work just fine. The next ones I have are sort of these multi-purpose tools or items that we need to have because there are just situations that when you need them, you're going to be glad you have them. And that is the paracord or cordage in general, the jute twine and things like that. You've got tapes, different types of tape, electrical tape, duct tape you can use for everything, double-sided tape, a lot of different things. It never hurts to have these available. And then zip ties, different sizes of zip ties. are great to have, again, because you just never know, and they are useful in a number of situations. They may not be the greatest item for long-term use, like wire would be, and that's a good one to have as well. But they are going to get the job done in an emergency where something may only be lasting a few days or a few weeks even. Zip ties are going to get the job done. They are not a permanent solution, but they are a really good, quick solution when you don't have, you don't have to use some of the other tools. You've also got plastic sheeting like Visqueen and tarps and Mylar blankets. All of those are those multi-purpose items as well that are really low cost. The plastic sheeting you can put over windows to insulate your home a little bit. You've got tarps, you could do the same thing. You can build shelter with all of these as well, and even insulate yourself. So these blankets and the plastic sheeting and all that are really important to have, and all of these are, and even the cordage and duct tape are well under that $50 range. And then you've got the fire starting supplies, the ferro rods, the matches and lighters, and the quick fire starters, right? That you can just put a match on and all of a sudden it starts and it burns really well. All of these are items that may just sit on your shelf. You may not use them other than practicing, which you should practice, but you may not use them all the time. And these ones are under $50. You can get a really, really nice ferro rod for $20 or so. And the matches and lighters, you can find these all over the place. You want to get some waterproof matches and some of the bigger, longer matches. Some of these fire starters are a game changer these days. You've even got DIY methods, but these make it really easy to start fires or get a fire started, whether you're talking about outside, you're in a bug out situation, or in your fireplace, in your home, or maybe in your backyard. All of these are really important to have, and getting them here or there is not going to break the bank. All of these that I'm talking about today are these items that over the course of time, here and there, you buy this, you buy that, and a year and a half later, you look back and you've got so much stuff, you're going to have to figure out where to store all of this. And that's where my next one comes in, is the storage bins and even 5-gallon buckets. 5-gallon buckets can be used for a number of different things. I've got one that I use as basically a toolbox. It's got a nice little seat on it, and I can put, if I'm going to a different part of the property, I can put all the tools I need in there, and I can take this with me and work on it. You've got storage bins that you can organize your supplies in. So if you do have these fire starting supplies, or if you do have these tarps and blankets, Mylar blankets and things like that, you can store them all in one bin, and you'll know exactly where those are when the time comes. So, you're not like me. I've been like this before, and sometimes still now, where I've got some stuff all over the place, or I pull stuff out and I got to remember where it is. With these storage bins and these 5-gallon buckets, it just makes everything really easy to keep organized. The 5-gallon buckets, you've even got the lids on those you can use for a toilet. I mean, there's just a number of different things you can do with 5-gallon buckets. So these are really low cost. And anytime I'm at the store and I see one, I go ahead and pick one up, because you just never know what you can use these for. Now, I mentioned in the beginning, I was going to talk about a couple of ways you can find some of these supplies at really low prices, and even some of the bigger, better, more expensive supplies at some lower prices. And the first one that comes to mind with this, or the first couple, are thrift stores and garage sales. These are a great way, it's going to be hit or miss. You may have to go to 5 or 10 different garage sales or 5 or 10 different thrift stores, but there are times when you can find some really cool stuff. You can always find different types of pots and pans, different types of water bottles, a lot of things there, even entertainment, different movies. If you've got a DVD player that you don't use anymore, but you want that just in case something happens, a way to watch some movies, they've even got those at the thrift stores. And garage sales can be a gold mine sometimes. I love going to garage sales. It's a whole lot of junk sometimes, but there are times when people don't realize what they have. And especially when you consider preparedness, how we know what some of these items are really important, other people may think of them as just like, I need to get this out of my garage. This is junk. You've also got dollar stores, which you're not going to get the best supplies in the world, and I don't suggest building your whole preparedness plan around the dollar store, but you can get some decent stuff there at a really low price. I would steer clear of the batteries, but they've got some first aid stuff. They've got some hygiene stuff. They've got some cleaning things that you could get there at a lot better price than you can at even Walmart. So the dollar store isn't like I said, it's not something you should build your whole preparedness plan around, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, there are things there that will get the job done. I've done a video on things you can get from the dollar store that are going to be great for preparedness. And then one that I've got here, which is sort of my favorite, is Harbor Freight, because Harbor Freight, they don't have the greatest supplies in the world, but they've got different levels. They've got some really low cost things. They've got some middle level price things, and then they've got some pretty quality tools. So it's really up to you. There are situations where you don't need the top of the line DeWalt or the top of the line tool. I recently put a ground rod in for my solar panels, and with that, I needed to get a rotary hammer. That rotary hammer I may never use again, or I'll use it very rarely. So renting one was just a little bit more expensive than buying one from Harbor Freight, so I went that route. And if it breaks on me, not a big deal. But in the future, I'm going to have that if I need that, even if it isn't, a top of the line rotary hammer. Now, with tools that you are going to use a lot, maybe saws and drills and things like that, you may want to spend a little bit extra money because that is going to be worth it in the long run. At any rate, though, there are a lot of different things. They've got toolboxes and tarps and a lot of different things at Harbor Freight for you that will fit into your preparedness plan. I've got a video I did on that as well, all the different preparedness supplies that you can get from Harbor Freight, and you don't necessarily need to go to those big box stores. You can watch that video here. It's a really good video. But with that, I am done here today, everyone. Take care and prepare. We will talk to you all later.